All right. I think we're live. I think I'm going to do that on every live video that I do. I'm going to say, I think we're live, like an old man who looks like he's homeless, wearing a homeless hat. Anyway, hey guys, it's Dave with Guitar Breakdown. We're trying this live thing again. I wanted to follow up with the last live video we did, talking about the Oz Noy little lick. Does anybody else, when they play something, they've been playing all day and it's great, and then the first time they play it, when they actually show it to somebody, they mess up? I always mess up the first time, and many other times. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. We had a few people check out the last video. It was a transcription of Oz Noy's new book. It's a Triad book. It's coming out from Fundamentals. Man, why can't I remember the name of it? I'm so bad. But yeah, it's all his books that he comes out with. I think he has 3 of them with them now. And modern soloing and a few other things, and all of them have been awesome. He just offers such great, there's always some juicy stuff in there. I know a lot of people think some of his playing's outside, and that East Coast jazz, the New York jazz, is totally different from LA jazz. It's a little stiffer. I don't know if that's the word that I'd say, but you know, like Mike Stern and Oz Noy. There's a few other guys. Mike no, not Keneally. There was another guy that was in that group that's really, really popular, but it's a little more out, like not for the sake of being out, but it's just a little more tweaking to the ear, I think. It's less like blues, and I don't know how to describe it. If anybody else knows how to describe it, write it in the comments below, because there is definitely an East Coast jazz fusion as opposed to West Coast, and this is in America, of course. The Mike Landaus, the Scott Hendersons, those kind of guys are much different than the Oz Noys and the Mike Stern and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so that lick that we were doing last time, if you want to check that live video last time, it's still up. You just have to go to the live tab on our channel and check it out. And it was basically, he was doing this quick little thing. And I think it's such a cool lick. It just tweaked my ear the right way, and I started exploring with it. But what I wanted to tell you all is where I'm at with this, because when I was doing it, when I first learned it, I literally just did a video right after I first learned it. And I was doing a fingering where it was different from what I saw him doing, but it was more comfortable at the time. Now I'm doing kind of the fingering that he was doing, and I'm realizing why he does it that way. He's so efficient in everything he does. But when I learned it, I was doing the first finger on the 6th fret, 3rd finger on the 8th fret, low E string. Then the next string is 6th fret and 9th fret. And that's your 7th arpeggio, right? Then he'd pivot off of this 7th fret for the next 4 notes on the A string, 7, 9, and then he'd move up to the 7, 10 on the D string. So you have 6, 8, 6, 9, then 7, 9, 7, 10. And what I was doing with my fingers there, I was doing 1, 3, 1, 4, then doing 1, 3, 1, 4, because that's the same pattern. But when I saw what he was doing 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 4, then moving this first finger under and doing 1, 4. And I didn't understand why he was doing that, because it made sense to me to keep the consistency of 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 4. And the next pattern goes, it's going to be the 8th fret, 10th fret, and then you're going to move down to 6, 9 on the D and G string. So you have, right? And there, again, I was trying to keep that 1-3 as the very first two notes. 1-3, 1-4, 1-3, 1-4, 1-3, and I was doing 1-4 when I did this shift. It just felt comfortable. But then I realized as I was trying to work this up to speed, it was kind of making my fingers tumble around. I was trying to get all these fingers to cross back and forth. And so he does 1-3, 1-4, 2-4, 1-4, 2-4, 1-4, 2-4, 1-4, 2-4, 1-4. So his pattern is completely 2-4, 1-4. Now when he gets down to this bottom string, it does, when he does that close thing where it's the 8th fret, and again, you can see the transcription in the other video if you really want to slow this down, but he does this 8th fret to 9th fret, and then 7, 10. But when he does that, I don't know if he actually does 2-4. He might do 3-4 there, and then 1-4, then 2-4, 1-4. But the consistent thing is that besides this first 1-3, and I'm talking fingers again, 1-3, 1-4, it's 2-3, 1-4, 2-3, 1-4, 2-3, 1-4, 2-3, 1-4. He might be doing 3-4 here, so 1-3, 1-4, 2-4, 1-4, 2-4, 1-4. He might be doing 3-4, 1-4, 3-4, 1-4, and back to that finger. But when I get it up to speed, I can... so I've got it much more up to speed than I did last time. And I think if anybody else actually watched the last video, comment and let me know where you guys are at with this. If you liked the lick, if it was something that gave you a challenge. To me, it's just a pattern I'd never really do with my fingers. And it sounded so cool. So I'm trying to work it up to tempo. And I'm trying to let you guys know the process that I go through with working on these licks. And one of the things is, again, I transcribe it, I try and learn it, I try and take it in pieces and go, okay, this works, and I was doing, again, the 1-3, 1-4, 1-3, 1-4, 1-3, 1-4, until I realized, wait, that 1-3, 1-4, 2-4, 1-4, 2-4, 1-4 pattern works much better to get it up to tempo. And then the picking on it is, again, hammer-ons on the first two notes, then it's picked. And then you pick this note and hammer on. So it's basically hammer on a 2 notes, pick 3 notes, hammer on a note. Pick 3 notes, hammer on. Pick 3 notes, hammer on. Right? And then what I did is I would work these patterns in one at a time. So I do 2 strings at a time. And if I take the delay off, I don't know if you guys can actually hear that delay. And actually write in the description if anybody else relies on delay and reverb. I can't play without it. It just sounds so weird to me. It sounds so empty and stale. But, so you have... So I do the first 2 strings. Then I mix in the next pattern of 2 strings. Then I go to the next 2. Then I go to the next ones. And then if I'm having trouble with ones, like the first 2 are okay, I say that and I mess up. But then these, maybe that is giving me trouble, so I'll just work on just that. Right? So that's how I would work through this. And again, I'm at the point where I've got it pretty smooth. Now I'll start exploring with it a little. And I'll do this, explore, then I'll come back and I'll keep working on that. Then I'll come back, because I definitely don't have it up to his tempo. His tempo is just so blistering fast. You could tell he's used to these kind of patterns. Oz is just amazing. So what I'll do with experimenting with this is I'll start taking that pattern, which is, again, hammering on here, going to the next 3 notes with a hammer on. However you want to think of it. I think of it as 1 2 1 2, and then 1 2 1 2, then 1 2 1 2. But you could think of it as 1 2 1 2 3, because those are the pick notes. Hammer on 1 2 3. And then hammer on 1 2 3. Right, and again, check the transcription out on that other video. If anybody wants the PDF of this, let me know. I will supply that. But so what I'll do is I'll take that in like the simplest scale, right? Everybody seems to know A minor pentatonic or C major, you know, all the notes that aren't sharp or flat. That's the easiest thing. And I'll take it and I'll say C major, right? Starting on the B, just because you have 3 notes per string. And I'll do that same pattern. Now you don't have any weird crossovers because you're literally doing this a normal scale, whereas the other one's kind of like a diminished scale that seems to have more has more notes put together. Like that half whole diminished is right. So you have all these patterns that you can kind of cross over some fingers. Well, in the major scale, it's a little more simple. Then I'll go up to the next pattern. All right, next one. Next. Right, and we'll keep going. Now, you get that under your fingers, and then you try and make little licks out of it. You don't have to do the whole run, right? You can do... right, and get back into that pentatonic. Let's see. Right, that's mixing, just fiddling around, and the way I try and work these things in, I do a real slow melodic, not melodic, methodical kind of way of thinking. So I'm really thinking of these patterns and go, okay, let me see, I'll do this, then I'll get up to here, right, that gets me into kind of a D minor pentatonic thing, which is in the C major realm, all natural notes. So if I do, right, just really taking it really slow. None of that sounds amazing, and it's not something you'd improvise, but you're figuring this out and getting it under your fingers. So before I started this video, I started exploring with this weird thing, which is this pattern starting on D, all C major, right? So D, E, F, G, A, B. Is that the one? Yeah, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and then going up the rest of the C major scale with that. But doing this pattern here, and then after the first one, I'm gonna go up a half step shift and do the same thing. And once you get up to here, you're back to C, D, E, F, G, A, right? And if you go here, you're in your E minor pentatonic. and then you can add the F and the C note. Right? It's all C major, A minor. But what I thought was cool about that is that gets a little bit of the whole tone thing in there. And then you're back in. That gets you that inside out kind of feeling. And then you try and figure out a workout, right? You can bend a string. Let me put a little insurance on here, the delay. Nope. Right? So the whole tone is just... Right? So now you're thinking C major, you're thinking all natural notes, or A minor, E minor, pentatonic, but then, so those are where you're starting and ending, but then you're getting into that whole tone by shifting it up. It's just the pattern of basically whole tone. You can just do whole steps, 1, D, E, F, 10, 12, 14, and then go up a half step on the next string, 11, 13, 15, then 12, 14, 16, and even that, you're kind of, these two fingers are right in that E minor pentatonic section, right? So now you're back in E minor pentatonic if you want, or A minor pentatonic. Right? So all I'm trying to do is take this pattern and figure out ways of working it in, and this is all coming out of that Oz Noy pattern. Right? You could hear that pattern where it's basically a 4-note 7th arpeggio style pattern, and we're just moving it around. So that's how I'm exploring with this stuff, and as I get further, I'm going to come back and do another update with this as I get further along with this. Because I think it's important. One thing that a lot of students that I'd have, they want to see, like, you teach them a lick and they'll learn that, and that's all they'll learn it for is what it was. Like if it was a Steve Vai solo, they'll learn that, and cool, I can play a Steve Vai solo, but they don't get these licks that they can actually play in their own playing. And as I'm watching my lips move, and there's a little audio sync, I think there's a delay on this a little bit. I think I have to adjust the audio and video sync in here, because I did notice on the last video there was a little bit of that. So if anybody has any suggestions on that, or if anybody noticed it, please do comment and let me know your thoughts. Another funny thing is, so we got a bunch of comments on on coming back, and again, it's been like a decade, and yeah, there were some reasons for it, and I'll get into it. Somebody did ask, where you been? Why you been there, missing for so long? They said they were watching videos all the time religiously, and then they got disappointed because I disappeared. And one day it was just shut off, and I felt that way too. But the funny thing is that I see a few people coming, dropping in and viewing and stuff, and I really appreciate it, because this is something I want to keep doing again. I want to get back into this, and I definitely need the support from you all, because what happened the other day is, so this YouTube channel's been kind of abandoned for 10 years or so. But I do check in from time to time, and I'll answer some comments, and I'll see that people are still watching it. But we used to get subscribers, and I know the algorithms changed completely in YouTube, but we used to get like 1 or 2 subscribers a day. Sometimes we'd lose 1 or 2, but throughout the year we'd probably gain a couple hundred subscribers, just because before it was thousands of subscribers. We got up to like 25,000 or 26,000 subscribers, and it was pretty cool. I mean, it makes you feel like people like what you're doing, and that's all that matters. But what I noticed the other day when I uploaded this, when I started doing the live things. So every day it's like you gain 2 subscribers, you lose 3, you gain 4 the next day, you gain whatever. It's this back and forth, but it's small movements of nothing. It's no movement. But I noticed I just uploaded these live videos the other day, and I was so excited to do this. And I know I have to stop looking at any of the analytics right now. But we literally, within 2 days, lost 36 subscribers. So I'm like, wait a second, maybe if I stay away from doing YouTube videos, my channel will live healthily in this 26,000 subscriber. But if I keep doing videos and I keep losing 30, 40 subscribers every video, soon I'll be back down to 0 and we'll be starting over. So it doesn't really matter, but it does hurt the ego a little. It's like, oh, why is 36 people leaving? They forgot they subscribed to this and they're going, this is crap now. So anyway, as I watch and I see there were like 2 viewers and then there are none. So nobody likes me anymore. Anyway, I'm kidding. So the other thing that I've been working on, which I'm going to get into hopefully next week, I was talking about this, some Paul Gilbert stuff. I've really been getting into the Paul Gilbert stuff. I kind of have ADD, like I think a lot of people probably do nowadays. And it's not a terrible ADD. It's just I have so many interests. And whether it comes to, I play tennis, I've been working out and doing all this stuff, whatever. So I have that, I have all this stuff is in my head all day. And I'm always playing guitar. But when I play guitar too, I'm in this world of, I see somebody, like I'll be watching YouTube on my TV and I'll see somebody playing a Van Halen thing. Or I'll see, recently I've been getting into, Greg Koch has been doing some Sweetwater things and a few other podcasts. And he was playing with Andy Timmons at Sweetwater. Then he also did another one where he was playing with what's the bass player's name? Oh man, I can't believe I thought I had the thumbnail up somewhere too. Anyway, amazing bass player, and everybody knows who he is, and I'm just flaking on his name. But so I was watching that, and then he played this cool lick, and I'm like, oh man, I have to learn that. And then I saw another thing. He was talking about Van Halen. And for some reason, another Van Halen video popped up. The what was that tune? "Girl Gone Bad," and that reminded me of something that was very reminiscent of what Paul Gilbert. I think Paul Gilbert got some of his licks. I mean, everybody does, right? But that whole with Paul Gilbert, I've been working on some Colorado Bulldog, which is really difficult for me because it's this crazy stretch. And if anybody knows the tune, it's 3-note per string, hammer-ons, then the next string 3-note picked. And it's just all pentatonic, and it's literally and then the down. And I'm better at the down because it's some licks I used to play. I saw a handout a long time ago, him playing a lick like so that, right? But he also does it where he picks 2 notes. He starts with 2 notes there. Let me turn off the delay because I don't know if that's hurting or helping. It's helping my ear, but not me playing. But right, so it's this cool little flip-floppy turn thing. But he also does it where he doesn't do that, and he just goes. That's it. Right, but the ascending part starts all the way down here, so it's such a stretch. Now, one tip I have with doing that, and I haven't worked this up, obviously, I just learned it today, but he does this long stretch from the 2nd fret on the D string, 1st finger, then he stretches the 3rd finger on the 5th fret, this is all on the D string, and then the pinky stretches to the 5th fret. And that's all hammer on. Then he goes, And then he does that same stretch on the next string starting on the 4th fret. So the G string, 4, 7, 9, right? But the first 3 notes are hammered on, then picked, then hammer on. How is it? Right? Now, for me, those stretches really start hurting my wrist here. So one of the things that I realized that I was doing, and man, I do this all the time, and it takes me a while to figure out, but once I figure it out, I go, why was I even doing that? I feel like since those 3 notes are together, I have to keep my hand stretched so I get those 3 notes. You don't. Once you get this hammer on, and you're going for this hammer on, this is like such a genius thing. I mean, it's not genius, but I can't believe I never thought of this. Once I go for this, I don't have to keep this finger here and now hurt this part of my wrist because it's stretching so wide. Once you get that hammer on, you can lift this. You're not going to do that, and it's so fast, but you can relieve the pressure of that. See, watch my first finger as I go for that pinky move. Right? It moved up here, but you're not hearing it because it's back here, right? It's being cut off by this note. So that relieves the stress on this lick. Right? And then this stretch is pretty easy because it's just 1 fret a piece. But if you had to stretch, and doing these licks up here where you have, again, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 frets, and then 1, 2, 3. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. This stretch isn't terrible because the frets are so close. This stretch is awful on my wrist. So starting this lick is brutal, and then when I come back down, ending it's not terrible because I think he ends right here. Right? Let me put on that little delay because it helps. Right, he ends right there. So you're never getting back down there. But that beginning, I mean, right now, my wrist is burned right now. I could feel by doing this demonstration that it hurts so bad. But that is a cool thing to figure out, that you don't have to, because man, and when I practice this and I'm trying to get up to tempo, like the other lick, I do the first 4 notes over and over and over just to try and memorize where those notes are. I think we have this visual thing where, remember when we used to all learn the pentatonic scales, right? And we'd use we'd remember this shape, and then we'd know the second one, and then the third one we're like, wait a second, visually, okay, is it this, right? So you have to take each shape, and you have to figure it out. Then when you try and combine those shapes, you do the same thing, a little pieces at a time. So here, when I do this lick, seeing these 3 notes, right? I'm like, okay, there's that. No, it's not this. It's this. Okay. Ah, that's it. And the reason why I'm skipping up here is because as I'm doing this, I'm going, oh wait, no. He was picking and hammering on. So it's hammer on first, then pick, then hammer on, and then the next pattern's this, right? Hammer on, pick, hammer on, pick, hammer on, pick, hammer on, pick, hammer on, right? So you keep going with that. Now, I'm going to just practice the very beginning few. And that's where this starts hurting, because I'm taking it slow and doing this stretch, starting to hurt my wrist. Now the next one. Right? Is that right? That's it. So this second pattern is a whole step and then a step and a half. So 2 frets and then 4 frets. And then the next string is the same, 2 frets and 4 frets. So now I'm starting to get this pattern. Yes, and then this one is going to be 4 frets and then 3 frets. And then the same thing there. So these 2 fingers and then pinky. And again, I was picking it at first, then picking. But it's really hammer on 3 notes. Right? So that's how I would go through the whole lick. I'm not going to do it now. We'll maybe get back into this when I actually have it up to speed and my wrist doesn't kill me. But the Van Halen thing, where I'm saying the ADD is coming in, is I was like, oh, okay, wait a second. That's like that Girl Gone Bad that I was talking about before, where Van Halen does this lick. Right? So it's right, so that hammer on 3 notes, pick 3 notes, hammer on 3 notes. So that lick is 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, and then you repeat that 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7. But you're hammering on the first 3 notes, then picking the next 3, then hammering on the next 3, then picking the next 3. Then you go up here to the 10th fret, 10, 12, 14, 10, 12, 14, hammer on the first 3, pick the next 3, and then you do 10, 12, 14, 10, 12, 14, and you hammer on, pick. So, and then you pause. And that little lick is fun because if you really mute it, if you don't, 2 different sounds. The muting gets that little poppy sound and a very staccato thing, which is kind of what he gets. So I'm just throwing out a bunch of things. I'm just wanting to hang with this and do this. So if people think this is a lot of talk, and you know, some people have problems with too much talky, but I'm just talking to myself right now. But hope people are getting something out of this. Let me know in the comments if you are. Please let me know what you want to hear more of. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and I will answer those. But the picking thing is funny because a lot of these licks, these fingers go faster than these fingers. So that's why you really have to take it slow, because what I'm seeing is those 3 pick notes, I'll get the hammer-ons, but I'll start the picking note too fast, and then I'll be picking in between where my finger's landing. That becomes a problem. So if you're ever having problems with these kind of things, really slow it down. Hammer on, then pick. And that's alternate picking. Then do it a little faster. And do it a little faster. And when you don't get that separation, it starts getting really muddy. That's when you just have to back off and slow down. Right? And sometimes it sounds better with the neck pickup and whatever. You know, you just play around with it. But you see how that kind of goes in play with the Paul Gilbert thing, where he was doing 3-note hammer-on and then pick. Yeah, I forget the lick. Now I'm totally forgetting. But there's a Racer X thing that he does the same thing that I know a lot better, where it's I think it's Street Lethal. I forget how the beginning of that. That's it. That's it. And it's hard playing sitting back, but but so the solo has a or at the very end, he does this thing where he goes. That's it. Then he goes. And then he does this. Okay, and then okay, so all of that, and I can get it. It's a lot faster, of course. So I keep getting I gotta shave these nails down. I keep getting my finger caught with my pick. That's the same kind of thing where it's 3-note hammer-on, and then it's basically a G major scale. It just has one sharp, right? So G, A, B, so 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, G, A, B, C, D, E. Then he goes to the next pattern, which is A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. Then, so that's 5, 7, 8 on the next string. This is all E and A string. Then you have 5, 7, 9. Then you have 7, 8, 10, 7, 9, because there's the F sharp, 10. So you could do that pattern, if you're more comfortable with just C major. If you don't know where the F sharps are, you can do that same pattern. Right? I'm sorry. So that would be C major, right? You have no sharps or flats. This just has the F sharp in it because it's in that key. But the point is, I'm trying to wrap all these things together. The point is that 3-note hammer-on with 3-note pick. And he's literally just going up that scale. And there's a point where he switches because he climbs all the way up to this note. Right? So he has to get, when he's going on the E and A string, he's going all the way up here. Then he has to go to the D and G string. Then he goes up to the B and E string. And the funny thing is, again, this is one of those things that I was talking in the last live video of the transcriptions. There's one person that I saw doing it sort of right. Those switches where you go to this next string, some people do it earlier and go down here. And some people do it the whole thing. Once they get up here, they do the whole thing straight up here to get up here, or they do it here and climb up here and climb up here. When I watch the Paul video, I see that he does the transfer. And once he gets to that, that's where he switches. So he gets basically an octave up. Then he goes to the A note here instead of going to the A note here. Then he does that pattern all the way up to the C note. So he does basically 3 of those patterns on this string, on the A and D string. Then he gets to, then he gets to, then he skips all the way down to the B and E string. So instead of going, instead of doing that next pattern here on the in-between strings, he skips those 2 strings. He doesn't play any of the pattern on the D and G string. He gets all the way up to here, which is kind of, again, these guys do these things that are so smart, right? Because you can keep going through all these strings, but he quickly shifts down to this E and B string so that, it's a tonal difference, because they're thinner strings, and it cuts through a little more, so it gets more aggressive as he's going to get all the way up there. But it also gets it so that now he's just focusing on going up the pattern here, instead of having to shift strings here and then shift strings one more time. So he does less shifts that way. So again, this is one of those things that I took really, really slow, and I went, okay, I'll do that. Okay, I'll do that. And then I'll continue to all the way up until I get more comfortable. But when I do the next one, I do it slow again. Just so I can get it in my head. Then I do it a little faster. And then I start messing that up. So I'll just do this string now. And that's how I'll go through this whole thing. Anyway, long story short, I think this has gone on long enough. I see people jumping in and out. I want to say hi to everybody or anybody. If you want to comment, please do. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Let me know what you guys want to... Somebody did comment they want to see some Scott Henderson again. That I am not far off of that boat. After the last decade, I've transcribed a lot of that stuff, and every time I transcribe, even though I've been gone for so long, I still think about everything I do. I'm like, oh, that'd be a great lesson. Oh, that'd be a great lesson. So I have so many ideas and things I want to do. I'm hoping to post a lot, and as long as I don't lose a ton of subscribers like I talked about before with my last 2 posts, if I don't see that trend, I will keep posting a lot, jumping in random times, doing live stuff. And hopefully I can get people to comment and talk while we're doing this live thing. That would be fun to have some actual interaction going on. But yeah, everything I learn, I just want to share because I know how long it takes me to learn it. So I assume, just like those little ideas of that stretch in the wrist, if it took me so long to figure that out, and I was hurting my wrist, so I wasn't even having fun playing this lick and learning it. That Colorado Bulldog thing that we talked about earlier. And it took me that long to figure that out. I assume, if I could help somebody else, that'd be great. Same thing with that, the initial thing with the Oz Noy thing that I was really checking in today with, just showing how I've gotten it up to speed a little more. Before I had it, and I was trying to figure out those fingerings, and then now I've got much more comfortable. And then the experimenting with that whole tone thing. I like doing those things. Right? Where you're getting those 2 notes that are the same. So I'm trying to come out of that lick with that. Something like that or whatever. But anyway, all those things, right? It took me a minute to get that under my wings and really get it up to where it's comfortable. And it was because I was struggling with the way I was fingering it the first time. The first time I was fingering it, I was doing it the way I thought. I was the 1 3 1 4, then going 1 3 1 4 1 3 1 4, all that. And again, if you guys have just jumped in, the earlier video of the beginning of this video, rewind when it goes rerun or whatever. But there's a reason Oz Noy does it 1 3 1 4 2 4 2414. It just feels so much more comfortable. He's a genius. He really, really. These guys, I mean, they just sit in their room and they come up with this shit. Anyway, I hope everybody's enjoying this. I'm so psyched to be back. Steve and I, we did that live thing the other day. The vocals got cut out halfway through because we realized we weren't actually even using his voice. We were talking on the phone at the same time, so the mic was picking up that, and then I put that on mute, and we lost a lot of vocals. But man, he has so many stories of so much fun stuff. He went to GIT when I went to Atlanta Institute of Music, and I mean, I have so many stories about Jimmy Herring, all the guys that I was involved with or whatever. Sean Lane was down there, Jason Becker, and he has all these Paul Gilbert stories, Scott Henderson stories, being out here in GIT, Don Mock, Ross Bolton, Russ Parrish, he just has so many good stories. So every time we're on the phone, we talk for hours, and for the last couple of years we said, man, we gotta we literally have to do this in like some kind of podcast setting where because they're just fun stories, and if we're enjoying them, maybe other people enjoy it. So, and I keep looking at the screen and I notice that my camera's right there. I should look into the camera, but that's, at least this feels like I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking to me, which I talk a lot. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna cut it short there. Unless anybody, I'll wait like 2 minutes. If anybody has a comment and has a question about anything, doesn't have to be about this stuff we're talking about. I've got this guitar, this EVH. Do you see the headstock? Yeah, the EVH Wolfgang Special. This is a hard to find color. It's a red kind of thing. It was one of the earlier ones that came out within the first so many years. I love this guitar, and the neck is amazing, and it's kind of like a little heavier body, so it gets a thicker tone to it. And having the maple neck, most of these have darker necks. If you can see, I have a couple hanging up. Yeah, let me actually. So I have this guy. This is just one of them. You know, I love this. Is beat to hell. I got this used, but it has the darker neck. I love the zebra stripe pickups. It's funny with the Wolfgang stuff. I never, yeah, two different kind of things. And I have three more. I have a few Wolfgangs. I was not a Wolfgang guitar guy when they first came out. I was like, man, that body looks so goofy. Like, I was so used to Strats or Les Pauls or whatever, and this is kind of like a hybrid of the two. Plus, the neck always looked like it was a shorter scale. But I love this one. This is a baseball bat neck too, and but this one is so cool. Again, I love the zebra stripe pickups. I mean, that's kind of what makes this. If it had darker pickups, I don't think it would be as cool. But the problem is I'm selling so much stuff right now. It's one of those things. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I got probably about 20 something guitars, and I just don't need them all. I just don't, especially since I have 3, 4, 5, 6 Wolfgangs and 1 Ernie Ball, which Ernie Ball's become my favorite at the moment. So anyway, I'm getting rid of some of the stuff, and now that I'm playing this, I don't really want to get rid of it, but I do have it on Craigslist, and I do have a few people asking, you know, they're trying to lower the price and all that kind of stuff. But let me know what you guys think of this guitar, if you think it's as beautiful as I think it is. And man, I just can't keep everything. It sucks. In fact, I have a Satchel guitar, the yellow one, his guitars, and I just haven't played it in a long time. And again, that's one that I may be getting rid of. I do have it on Craigslist, but that's one I put as a little higher price because I love it. It's fun. It's such a cool, iconic 80s style guitar. I have the Eventide H90. I got that when it first came out, and I've used it twice because it's a little. I'm not one to push buttons and try and figure out software and all this. So when I got it, it was really cool, and there were 2 tones that I really, really like. One of is the Van Halen tone that he gets, where the harmonizers, I think it's split by 8 +8 and -8, and you get that real cool like Amsterdam kind of tone. But I don't use it much, so I'm thinking of getting rid of that too. And yeah, it's tough, man. When you get all this gear and you just realize the older you get, you're like, man, I just have so much stuff. I don't know if I'm going to hold on to this or not. So anyway, let me know what you guys think of this guitar and if anybody's interested in it. And, you know, maybe I'll let it go. And then maybe I won't. All right, guys. Thank you for checking this out. I hope everything, I wanted, the reason why I'm also doing this is I want to follow up with what we did in the last one. I wanted to also check to see if this all works again and I get a little audio. I've changed some of the audio settings and if the sync actually works, because I know my voice sync was starting to slide towards the end of the video. But anyway, write in the comments, like, subscribe, share this with people, please. I know people say that all the time, but it is kind of important and it keeps us motivated to do this. And if you guys want the transcription for the last video, the Oz Noy lick, let me know. If you guys want the Paul Gilbert transcriptions, I'll do those too. I am going to start a Patreon like everybody does, but you know, we got to try and make a little bit of an income in order to support this so that we can do this. Anyway, I'll say anyway one more time. Hope everybody's good. I will see you hopefully in another day or two. I know me and Steve are going to do that. We're going to do another live thing, so hopefully that one works. All right, guys, have a great one, and I got to figure out how to stop this. Okay, I'm going to stop. Bye, guys.